that runs the risk of Thames's £16 billion worth of debt perhaps falling onto the government balance sheet, which is exactly what Rachel Reeves does not want.
This is a big day for Thames Water. A court will begin a hearing on whether to allow a £3 billion financial restructuring to go ahead. Our business correspondent Dominic O'Connell is back. Dom, has there been many weeks in the last 2 years where Thames Water haven't oozed their way into the conversation?
No, there haven't been many, actually. It really has been front and centre. This week is pretty crucial, though, because Thames Water is running out of money, as we know, and its current owners say they won't put any more in. It needs to cut the amount of debt. It has $16 billion, which is way too much for its current structure. So what's happening is that a group of its existing lenders have got together and they have promised to advance the company more money in return for hefty fees, of course, and another group of lenders, a smaller group of lenders, is fighting that proposal, saying, no, we will have our own plan to restructure the company, we want to give it money, and the court will decide what happens. It's scheduled to last for 4 days. If this process falls over for whatever reason, then Thames could run out of money in a couple of months' time, which would present the government with an enormous headache of what to do. Do you take it into special administration, which is the route by which the company can be kept running while the government sorts it out? That runs the risk of Thames's £16 billion worth of debt perhaps falling onto the government balance sheet, which is exactly what Rachel Reeves does not want.
Sounds like a black hole to me if that were to happen. Dom, why would anyone want to lend them more money in the sense that, can they ever make money back? I mean, is this because they're going to run out of money, and we talk about what a basket case they are. Is there a world in which they become a sort of viable business that you get a good return from?
Well, there is a world in which that happens if it has a lot less debt, because it knows that the price it charges for water is going to go up. It knows by how much it's going to go up over the next 5 years. It could challenge that decision and try and get more out of the water regulator, and this would give it the money to do that. But although this sounds very weird, there is a whole world of debt restructuring and lenders who do nothing but this kind of thing. Yeah. It's a well kind of rehearsed playbook. So the idea is that the existing lenders will have to take a bit of pain on their current debt. The question is, you're sort of running up the greasy pole, and the person who ends up at the top of it hopefully will do the best out of it and extract some fees over time from the company for doing so.
And if you've got a monopoly where you know what you're going to charge for the next few years, could that ever be a successful business? Because presumably if your costs are always lower than your income, that becomes a profitable business. But if your costs are pretty hard to shift, then it doesn't strike me that it's not very capitalist, is it? There's not very much dynamism there.
You've described what is a utility company. That's what utility companies are all about. Okay. Well, you know what your income's going to be, and the idea is you try and keep your costs down to do that. Yeah. And you try and put and the other point of it is how much debt the company carries. You try and put as little of your own money in as you can. Lenders will be happy to lend to you if they know what your income is going to be for the next 10 years. Yeah.
We were talking about tariffs quite a lot this morning, Dom. Donald Trump overnight talking very tough about the EU, talking slightly less tough about the UK, but still some worries there. How are financial markets reacting?
Well, the main reaction has been that the US dollar has gone up a lot. It's up about 1 or a bit more than 1% against a whole basket of currencies. Canadian dollar as well down. The peso, Mexico's currency, that was down almost 3% against the dollar overnight. And future markets for the stock markets are well down. So the FTSE 100, which opens in about 40 minutes' time, the futures market is saying that it's going to open down 1.4%. A lot of people are slightly, why should the dollar go up, given that this might be harmful to the US economy as well as its trading partners? It's because of the outlook for interest rates in the US. If interest rates stay higher, which they will if inflation goes up, then the dollar normally stays stronger.
We'll see. And also, people can't trust entirely what's going to happen next. Dom, great to speak to you. That's Dominic O'Connell, our business correspondent.